If I wanted to lose 15 pounds by the end of 2025, this is exactly what I would do. In this video, I'm going to share 3 simple strategies to help you lose weight naturally. So I know these strategies work because they helped me lose more than 40 pounds in just 3 months. And they've actually helped me keep the weight off for more than 6 months now. And no, I'm not talking about any crazy diets or suggesting that you take any fancy supplements. And I'm definitely not telling you to spend half of your life in the gym. Because let's be honest, who's got time or energy for all of that? What I'm about to give you are real strategies that work on real people who live in the real world. If you follow these strategies and you don't cut any corners, you could start seeing real changes in just a couple weeks. Of course, everyone's body is different. But I've seen these strategies work again and again, both in my own weight loss journey and with my patients and even with family members. By the way, if you've ever tried any of the strategies that I'm about to mention, please comment below and let me know how it went for you. And just a quick reminder, everything we talk about here is for information purpose only. Please do not make any big changes without consulting your healthcare provider, especially if you are managing a chronic condition or are taking medications. The first strategy is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting is by far the best strategy I've ever tried in my life. I did yo-yo dieting for about 10 years, maybe more. And finally, I have found something that works, and not just for me. I've seen it work in my patients, in my family members, in my friends. I've never had anyone who did intermittent fasting correctly and they told me that it did not work. And no, this is not about starving yourself. Intermittent fasting is less about food and more about healing and resetting your body. When you are constantly eating, especially if you're snacking throughout the day, your insulin level stays high, which makes it harder for your body to burn fat. But when you give your body rest, when you take time between your meals, whether it is 10, 12, 14, 16, 20, or 24 hours, when you're not constantly fueling your body with foods, especially carbohydrates, you allow it to tap into your fat storage naturally. This is what we call stored energy. Fasting allows your body to go into the closet that he has not touched for years and years and use whatever energy it has stored there. There is a bunch of fat that is just sitting there not doing anything. When you give it time, when you make your body think that you have no fuel, it has no choice but to go into the closet, just like you would go into a fridge or a freezer to get leftover foods. Your body does the same thing. When there is no food around because we're fasting, your body will have no choice but to reach into the fridge, to reach into the freezer, to grab whatever is in there and use. And the first thing that it grabs is fat. And this is why intermittent fasting is the fastest and most effective way to burn fat naturally. So how do you put this into practice? If you're gonna do this and you have never done it before, start small. First, you need to figure out like your longest time that you go without eating. For most people, it's a night when they go to sleep. That could be 8 hours, 6 hours, even 4 hours for some. The easiest way to do this is to use your nighttime to fast, because you're gonna be sleeping half of the time anyway, hopefully more, but you're gonna be sleeping most of the time. Stop eating at 8 p.m. and don't have your breakfast until around 10 a.m. If 10 a.m. is too much for you, do 8. That gives you about a 10-hour fasting window, 10 to 14-hour fasting window. Most people can handle this, but if that's too long for you, then do what works for you and your body. Listen to your body. As long as you're giving your body time to pause and heal. Some of you who are night snackers, make the commitment to not snack at night. The bedtime snack has got to go. Eat dinner, make sure you're full, and that way you do not need to get up in the middle of the night to grab something. And if you do wake up, drink water and then go back to sleep. You do that for a few weeks, allow your body to adjust. Once your body has adjusted to the initial fasting period, you can add an hour every day until you become used to fasting for long periods of time. Remember, if you've never done this before, it might take time. It takes practice and it takes commitment. Try that and let me know how it goes. The second strategy is eliminating processed foods. Processed foods are foods that have been changed from their natural state, usually in a factory. A lot of times it's to make them last longer, taste better or stronger, or look better. Majority of these things are going to be the foods that are in packages. Things like sausage, bacon. Those foods are processed. They're meat, but that's not how they came from a cow. Another example is thinking about fruits. A fresh apple is unprocessed. It's natural. But apple juice or apple chips is processed. So processed foods is the big one. It's probably going to be one of the hardest one for most of you guys to eliminate, because the majority of the population in the United States and in the world depend on processed foods and have turned to processed foods, especially if you live in big cities, urban cities, where it is very difficult or very expensive to get natural foods. So I know this one is not going to be easy, but we have to try, because processed foods are packed with hidden sugars, preservatives, and chemicals that make it nearly impossible for your body to lose weight efficiently. Once you cut out processed foods and focus on whole natural ingredients like lean proteins, vegetables, and healthy fats, and a little bit of complex carbs, your energy will go up, your cravings will go down. For me, once I cut out processed foods, my energy went up, my sleep got better, my bloating went away, my cravings went down, and the scales finally started moving. If you can do just one thing this week, try cutting out sugary drinks, packaged snacks, and fast foods. You will be amazed by how quickly your body responds. Try this and let me know how it goes. The third strategy is eliminating stress. I'm pretty sure that this is not the first time you've heard that stress is bad for you, but I'm gonna tell you again and again and again, stress is not good for you, not good for your health or your weight loss journey. Stress keeps your cortisol levels up. And not just that, it keeps your insulin level high as well. And why am I even mentioning cortisol? Because cortisol, which is your stress hormone, makes it harder for you to lose body fat, especially around the belly. So how do you eliminate stress? Well, I'm glad you asked. You start by asking, what is causing stress in my body? You have to be really, really, really honest with yourself, because otherwise you would just be lying to yourself, and what's the fun in that? For me, the first thing I asked was, what's actually causing stress in my body that I can control? Because let's be honest, life is lifing right now. There are so many things that we cannot control, but there are things that are within our control. So we control what we can control and leave the rest to God and the government. For me, social media was at the top of the list. The constant scrolling, the distraction, the noise, just noise. It wasn't helping. There is so much going on social media that you can spend the whole day just doing this. So to break free of social media, I started detoxing. When I first started, and this is probably 5 years that I've been doing this, I started out with like a week of detox. I would go a week without using social media, and I mean like the big ones like Instagram, TikTok, X, Facebook. So I started doing it for a week. Then the week turned into 2 weeks. 2 weeks turned into 3 weeks. 3 weeks turned into a month. And now I can go a year without social media. Like I think the last time I got on my Instagram, which was my number one social media, was almost a year ago. And to be honest with you, I don't miss it. For some people, it might be streaming platforms, Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, whatever it is, whatever your distraction is, whatever causes you stress, eliminate it. I know for most people it is social media, because there's so many things going on in social media. You have the news, you have, people hurting each other. There's so many triggers on social media, and this is why people's stress levels stay high. When you eliminate that for just a week, I promise you're not gonna miss. The world is not gonna end because you are not on social media for whatever long. Anyway, once I started detoxing, I noticed my mental health got so much better. I became more relaxed. I could think clearly without being influenced by so many people and influencers and, news and whatnot. And not only did I experience improvements in my mental health, I also experienced improvement in my physical health, because not being on social media and wasting time scrolling, I was spending that time walking, exercising, doing things that matter to my health. So let's get back to you. Your stress might look different. Maybe it's lack of sleep, toxic people, overworking or underworking, marriage, children. Everyone has a different stress. For me, it was social media. For you, it might be something completely different, and that's okay. Whatever it is, if you can control it, remove it. By eliminating your biggest stressors that are within your control, your body and your mind can finally start to heal themselves. And this means better performance of your overall being, better metabolism, and more efficient and effective weight loss. So those are the 3 strategies for losing weight naturally before 2025 and beyond. Intermittent fasting, eliminating processed foods, and removing unnecessary stress from your life. Remember, you don't have to do all of them at once. Start with one, master it, and then build from there. This is not a race, it's a journey. And if you approach it that way, you are more likely to succeed. Now, I would love to hear from you. Which of these 3 strategies are you going to try first? Let me know in the comments. And if you've tried any of these, let me know how it went. Did they work? If not, why do you think they didn't work? And if yes, how did you make it work? Remember, you never know who your comment might help. So let's help each other become the best versions of ourselves. If you found this video helpful, be sure to like it, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. As always, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching this video till the end, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.